thing about Samuel was that when he was a young man, he also, by faith, he could discern the voice of God. So by faith, he could hear the voice of the Almighty God and obeyed. It takes faith to obey God because you don't see God. Nobody has ever seen God. But how do you hear him? It takes faith. How do you see him? It takes faith. How do you obey him when you don't see him? It takes faith. That is this lesson we heard and learn from the history of Samuel. He heard him. They heard the voice of God and discerned that this was God and obeyed. And the second time they heard the voice and discerned that this was the voice of God and obeyed. And the third time he discerned that this was the voice of God and they didn't allow the voice of the flesh to silence him. So, oh, but you went the first time, it was not him. You went the second time, it was not. Nobody called you. So just lie down and sleep. But he didn't. He obeyed. He obeyed by faith. And that's what was so unique about the life of Samuel. So much that he works with God so well and so much that by the end of his life, he raised up his hand and said, have I taken anybody's goat or camel or anything or animal? Have I stolen anything from any one of you? Have I defrauded any one of you? They said no. He said, well, here we are. I'm ready to go to heaven. He walked in so much integrity. He walked in so much, purity. He walked with so much. He was renowned to be a prophet that God the first king for Israel because he was always hearing the voice of God, and that was his strength. All through his life, his ministry was characterized by the ability to hear the voice of God. He was always hearing the voice of God accurately, and he could tell Israel what Israel was supposed to do. He took them to war by the voice of God. He gave them victory by the voice of God. He got them a king by the voice of God. So this is the thing that made Samuel to come into the book of Hall of Fame, into the book of faith as the Hall of Fame hero. So because he could hear and discern the voice of God, the ability to hear the voice of God could make you a hero in life and in eternity as well.